Ooh, that was not a pleasant start to that. Hey, it's my voice. If you've only been watching the Outer, that's what this is, the Outer Worlds um, videos on this channel, I, I like to, I make definitive statements. I like them to be as close to true as they can be. I feel very confident that that the content on this channel that is now totally dead has been exclusively hockey. I'm starting to doubt that now. I've been playing a bunch of different other games, and the associated Twitter account is also dead. There was some new stuff out in that game today, and there were some guys that I think are fun for their fans. Some streamers, some gamers that are fun for their fans. That I decided to send some stuff out related to that. I mean, I'm already past it. I'm already done. But I wish them well. But yeah, I've been playing I played all the other sports games except for basketball. There isn't a live 20 this year, so it's just 2K20. Heard nothing but horrible things the first 2-3 days of that being out. And then, so I don't completely trust the good things I've heard since then. And it's just whatever. I don't have a current version of that. So that's kind of one of the sports games I haven't played of late. Do I still have it? Let me see. I'm so discombobulated. I'm pretty sure I took everything. Yeah, I did. Okay, so. Both my MLB 20 and MLB 19 are not here. So I had a replacement. I think it was as recently as like 2 or 3 days ago, and it was sold. I don't even know what it was. I don't think it was 18. I think it was. I want to say 17 and possibly even 16. And if I had an external hard drive like a normal person, I would just be storing those things on there, and I wouldn't need to keep switching back and forth. But a lot of these that I use, including this game that's on right now, that I don't know. I have not had any issues at all with this game being a disc version game. And I understand if anyone is listening to this right now that has come here to this particular video of any of their videos, even though I didn't put anything different in the description indicating that I was going to speak, or that it would be about, talking about some other games besides the one that's on screen, including the NHL, which has been the entire point of the content of this channel while it was still alive. It would seem strange coming from the NHL world for a true streamer to complain about any sort of lag that they're feeling or actually getting from disc versions, since they get sent the disc from EA if they're a game changer. Not all streamers are game changers. Disc are not interchangeable, but there's a lot of crossover there. So, and I should go to the third word of content creator as well, which I think technically the only one of those three. I mean, I'm streaming at as I'm speaking right now, so I guess I have technically done that, and this is content. I'm technically creating it, but I only do it live. So anyways, But it's just this channel, and the channel's dead. It was a stupid idea. I should have realized that ahead of time, and that was my bad for not knowing that. But I just got this a couple days ago, 2-3 days ago, and I believe every time I turn it on, I go ahead and start a broadcast up on it. Backtrack. This is just kind of how I play these types of games. If I am going to bother to play them, I basically go story mode. Sometimes I try certain things out, like going full black hat. Since this game, I'd say, is included in all the rest of those genres as well. Another one that I have that I'm still to just come back and play, but I'm at a point of great strife for me personally, because I'm terrible at these games, and that'd be Days Gone. Have what's now, I think, like my 4th or 5th copy of that. Back into the rotation. Should probably turn it on at least before sending it back in. But yeah, I'm with all the other stuff I've got here to play. If I was only doing that, and hopefully I'm not only doing games in my life, it's at a really tough point. When I had played before, that it's like I want to see what comes next. I want to get to the end, and I think I'm pretty close in that game, and have been for months now. But it's the part that I'm at right now. I think I kind of screwed myself over there with how low my skill level is. That even though I came pretty close to maxing out, upgrading everything before moving on to new sectors, etc. in Days Gone. I said the word sectors, and I'm talking about a space game up on the screen here, so I want to be sure I'm being clear. In Days Gone, like a lot of these games now, they'll spoiler alert, they'll lock you out of certain sectors at certain parts of the game. Double spoiler alert, in that particular game, they're able to let you back in. Yeah, I absolutely hate in every single game. I guess I'm still early enough in this one. It seems like the system, the world is relatively small here in this game. That's been that's kind of my perception so far. So I don't know, my view, whatever. Is that every single one of these types of games feels to me like who the F started it? Probably Rockstar. Probably one of the early GTAs where I can't even think of, like, in the early GTAs what the scenario would have even been, where it's like, but every one of these does it, and they could even be like rip-off gangster-esque games, and I'm not even talking about like recent ones like Mafia 3. Like, if you're talking about the Mafia series, you have to go back to like the first ones, not the third one that came out last year. And different iterations of that type of thing. Like, even in those, sometimes it's like, oh, you stepped into the wrong, you basically Luca Brasi, it's yourself, although in that fictional character actually, spoiler alert, died in the movie. But it's that sort of thing, like you step, and that is actually part of the Godfather game, because the game is basically just a movie. But you step into the wrong place, and then all of a sudden, you're stripped naked and bare, and you've lost everything you've earned up to that point. I think it's doubly annoying, the ones that are like, yeah, no, this is where you're at now. Deal with it. Like, there's no, that's the worst. But I think they've realized that people are just not, people are like, nah, screw this, I'm not going to play this game anymore. And I'm going to tell everyone in the world, and there's way too much info out there, social media, etc. That I think that game developers basically can't do that even if they wanted to. I feel like the original version of the Resident Evil before the remake had that as part of the game, and then when they did the remake, they did the same thing, again that they did in the first one. But I believe in that one, much like in the rest of these now, they give you I'm trying not to swear, they give you your stuff back. And I have noticed there's variations of that. Sometimes they don't give you all of it back. It's kind of weird the way you get it back. And in some cases, because I'm in I think it's not the minority. I'm in the group of people that come into these games and it's just like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing now? Like, where am I supposed to be going? Like, I'm just here basically for the story. Like, I don't want to have to, go on a stupid, what's it called, like scavenger hunt type deal to like figure out like which door to properly open and pick the lock of, etc. It's give us a dumbed down version, please, for us dummies out there, myself included. So there probably are sometimes in those games where they strip you of all your stuff, in which, like, if you kind of went around and collected it, maybe even from the area close to you where you're at, where your character or avatar is physically at, you could probably get it all back. But like, I'm too stupid to even be able to figure that out. Like, I'll notice a few of the pieces and I'll pick those up and be like, all right, I guess I'm moving on with this. This is good enough. Yeah, I'm totally jinxing myself, I'm sure now. This is the very first time I got on a mic with this. I don't want to do anything else on the mic with this game ever again. Whether I continue to play and keep doing the live stream, just so that I have the content. It's the main reason why it's basically the only reason why I'm doing this. I'll probably jinx it myself, and I'll end up into a spot where they're gonna just take all the stuff that I've earned up to that point. Although here I do have some stuff saved in my bin on my ship, but most of it's terrible. Like, if I had to restart with that, it'd be like way worse than what people always say of, like, if Bill Gates or Warren Buffett woke up tomorrow with, so and so, multimillionaire's money that they would, they'd make a point of not making it to the next day. Is the only remotely close to not super negative way to say that. But yeah, it's kind of like that. The stuff that I got in the bin, if I was restarting with that, I just would be like, this would be sent back immediately. I'd be like, no, I'm done. Well, what I was trying to do, I'm done. So to better explain, I did mention Days Gone. I mentioned Mafia and a couple of gangster things and GTA and stuff like that. The open world games, for me, I greatly enjoyed in the last, has it been more than a year now? Yeah, as of now, it's been just slightly more than a year from when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out for me. So that with Days Gone and both of the recent, within the last few years, Assassin's Creed releases, both Origins and Odyssey, I like different aspects of each more than the other. But I kind of would lump those three together. This one, for me, is not quite like that, just in the sense that your transportation is what you see here, the ship that you're looking at. I'm going to imagine that even if there is a very long expansion to the story here, that, like, they're not going to give you a different ship, or even probably give you much of a chance to kind of like upgrade it or whatever. And that is transporting from, if you want to keep it simple and just think of it in terms of, planets, or not all planets, but whatever, just think about it like that. So you use the ship to do that, but then when you're on world, when you're on planet, there's no, it's just walking. I haven't, so far I've not seen any form of transportation. I don't think anybody has any form of transportation at all. There's a bunch of robots and automation and stuff like that. Plus, there's a bunch of really weird creatures that it's for me so far. That now that I'm thinking about it, it definitely does kind of seem like, hey, if we're gonna if we're gonna be saying that we're doing basically lab rat testing of these violent, crazy creatures. Supposedly for diet. So stupid. So stupid, but I like it though because it is so stupid that I like it. But for supposedly for diet toothpaste. Oh jeez, I literally just snorted. Yeah, it's so if you're gonna do that, like, I mean, why not find a way to be able to ride those fuckers, you know what I mean? They're definitely fast. They're super violent. They seem to be unable to be controlled. But if you could, get on the back of one of those guys or girl. I don't know what their genders are, but get on them and you get there a lot quicker. So as I jump off the mic here, and I'm gonna take 2 seconds, and then I will jump into this. I believe I have to go back and load a previous one. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Is I'm not. There's a bunch of stuff that people normally play these types of games, and this game specifically for, that I'm just not here for. So I saw some of the. I guess they did actual ads, right? For this, I'm trying to think where else I would have seen that. If they pop up on stuff like Twitch and stuff like that, to me that doesn't quite count the same way as it would if they were like doing a network TV ad or something like that. But I'm pretty sure I've seen the ads in a variety of places, and I could at least kind of tell, like, okay, like at least in the ad, the cutscene content, they're making it to be like, not. I don't want to get too critiquey of it. I know it's not the proper word, but hopefully the improper use of that word makes you understand what I'm talking about. So I don't want to get too yada yada, but it's just, there was a sense that I kind of got just even seeing those of like, okay, so it's not gonna. One way to say it is like, it's not gonna take itself too seriously. There could potentially be some spots for some humor, and it is what it is, right? So I saw that and thought, okay, there's a chance that I'll pick this up. I figured I'd probably just gonna pick it up like 6-7 months from now, play it for at most a couple weeks, probably not even get halfway through the storyline, and that'd be it. But it was available to me. I didn't pay for it, so this isn't all of these videos. I understand that it could end up being somewhat promotional, but I don't think that somebody's coming to a channel that I don't know if I can change the name of, but it was NHL 20 GTO. I don't see why you would come to that channel for the Outer Worlds content, especially because like a lot of these games, like everyone's already done the story mode. At least that part of it is completely done. Like everyone's already done that, and not just the media companies that get their copies early and then are able to put out kind of their walkthroughs, etc. like on day one and the day before it comes out, whatever. But whatever, doesn't matter. So I'm not trying to promote or not promote. This, I'm basically just here for myself. This is a completely selfish thing that I'm doing here, other than just to play a game and see if I'm into it at all. And that part of it, the answer so far is yes, I have been into it so far. Kind of surprisingly so. It's definitely catching me a bit more than I expected it to. But I am here basically doing recon. Full disclosure, I would hasten to call it a competitor. It would technically be a competitive product to this that I am involved in at the moment. I was involved before this was released, and still involved so far. And so for me, it's trying to add another layer of I don't know what you'd call that, kind of experiential understanding of the genre, because generally some aspects of this we're in the same genre, but on a much different scale. So like just it's it's an indie project, so it's meant to be the thing I'm doing. That I say just because I'm the one talking, and there's all of the people involved in the thing that I'm working on. None of them are here to speak, but I'm like the least important person in that group working on it. Just trying to do whatever little I can, but it is indie. And it's, from what I can tell, it's intended to be basic, simplistic. I don't mean that in a negative way. So whatever positive connotation words we could toss onto that, it's meant to be kind of starter out of the box. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So much of what you'd see in this going, beyond and into different planets and through ships and through space, etc. Like none of that is happening in the thing that I'm a part of, and I would imagine if it did try to go down that course, I'd probably have to sever my ties. But I don't expect that to happen. I think they're very much on point with what they want to do. So long story short, not long story long. Basically was just here for the recon, just to have the experience. They were mostly talking about it and about how much they were surprised at how much they liked it, but not getting into specifics, and I wasn't paying that much attention, to be honest. So I figured, what the hell, I saw it was available, I was surprised it was available, so I just went in and grabbed my copy. And as I said, I didn't pay, so this isn't to promote or to not promote, to say like that you should or shouldn't buy it. It looks like it's probably slightly discounted from its original price from I think about a month or so ago. But yeah, so to explain in 30 seconds, all that, maybe a minute, because I need to jump off the mic, take care of something for a minute, literally 1 minute, then I'll be back and I'll be actually playing the game. So to explain all the videos at this point, and then everything that I could possibly do after this, is that, as I said already, if I do tend to kind of go off book, off script, and black hat, because in this game and a lot of games like it, they do actions matter. There are consequences to your actions. And so if you, like, for example, if you need a certain person in order to progress in a certain aspect of at least the storyline, but also to your progression of your character, your avatar, etc. If you kill that person, they're gone. So I'm definitely using the save game function quite a bit, and that's literally what I'm going to do as soon as I finally jump off this mic and then get into this. I'll take a quick look at the time and figure it out. I might have to jump into a couple different load games to see exactly where I want to start from. But I'll do that as I kind of go off and try something. If I'm not into it, I'll come back and load a previous one or whatever. So for me, there aren't any actual consequences unless I just kind of mess up the whole game saving process. And at worst, it's just kind of lost time. If I don't put a new save game off for say like 4 hours of game time, and because I suck, that's probably closer to maybe like 30, 45 minutes of true game time for a real player. Because that'll be lost for me because I hadn't saved and I did something stupid and now I need to go back. So I can't continue from that point or now based off of whatever stupid thing is that I just did. But I am on the easiest, lowest version. I'm on story mode. Nothing matters. My companions get revived at the end of any potential battle. And I'm not paying that much attention to even how a lot of this stuff works. And even though there is quite a bit of just lump it all into, say, combat in this game, I'm not here for that either. I don't know. So maybe it's just me. For me, I would probably go with like Assassin's Creed Odyssey first. Other things that I mentioned in terms of the combat aspects, and then from there, I don't know who based on RDR2. I think those are kind of similar, but very different how they play out. But I'd go more from those types of things rather than the combat that's in here, and maybe that's just because it's a different type of setup. I don't do any or a lot of the space stuff. And the more that you're similar to games like Anthem or Battlefront or the Star Wars series and all that stuff, I've never played any of those games. So the more that you force me to have to get into those types of aspects of things, rather than just the first person shooter story arc, the latter is what I'm here for, not the former. So not for me, not really understanding how certain things work and stuff like that, and not being terribly concerned with my ability to actually fight in combat. A bunch of consumables or whatever they call them in this game that you can take that will have a very short time span of when they're effective. So it's basically just like taking a pill, shooting up some drugs or some sort of inhalant or whatever the hell it is, and you do that, and then you're good for sometimes as few as like 15 seconds or 2 minutes or whatever. And part of that thinking would be like, if you really need that type of thing, then you're going to take it a few times. I don't really, honestly, I don't care enough to try to get into that whole thing. I'm not trying to like get good at that. And seeing that happen for me felt like, okay, this is gonna end up being like all the rest of those. That's gonna have an MMO RPG aspect to it that is just gonna suck terribly, and is gonna be all about who can whose thumbs are faster, who can click the buttons quicker to be able to get the right consumables in to have the better advantage. When it's just like I'm not here for that. It's not my thing. So I'm trying to just kind of see how they progress with the story, and was kind of waiting for either the jump the shark moment, or when it just for me loses its flavor and I have no more interest in it. Hasn't happened yet, but it can definitely happen tonight, even though tonight for me hopefully will only be another couple hours or so. So that's a super long explanation and lead into this, but if you've watched any of this, you haven't heard my voice at all, you're kind of like, what is this person? You didn't even know if it was a guy or a girl or non-binary or whatever. You're like, what are they doing? This seems weird. it probably was, and it probably still is, even with the explanation. But that's what it is. You know, I'm just kind of here to see how much I can progress in the story. I enjoy trying to progress character slash avatar, whatever, which is why I tend to focus more on Sims, whether they're sports Sims or not. And I do get kind of hooked into that thing, and I do assume that the progression aspect of this for my character and my crew, hey, somebody's in the room, welcome to it. It's the only time you'll ever hear me on the mic for this game, and I'm cutting it off in about 30 seconds on the mic, and then I'll do the stream from there. Is that that progression aspect for both your character, technically also for your gear, your equipment, and all that stuff, but also for your crew. Those are the types of things that kind of bring me in and keep me more engaged and then further immersed into the story aspect of it. So the more that it can do that, the better chance it has of kind of keeping my attention. Again, I understand that the game is done, everyone has already finished it, it's already out there, but I'm not paying any attention to that. I'm only going to look at that if I feel like I'm super caught, I'm stuck in a place where it's just nothing but black around me, I have no idea where I'm at, and I need to move on. So I'm going to jump off the mic now. I think that's as much explanation as is needed, other than the fact that I've now been up and awake for, it doesn't sound like that much time actually now that I go to say it, but close to like 16, no, a little less, 14, 15 hours or whatever. And that was not desired that I was up at that time, it was not desired that I stayed up that whole time, but I'm just, I'm super exhausted, so I'm gonna make this hopefully short and sweet, but I do still need to eat, so I'm gonna jump off for a couple seconds, finish prepping my dinner here. I'll be back in like 30 seconds or a minute. I'll jump in and find out where I'm supposed to be at on this. I might be loading from my last point. If not, I'll go back one or two from there, and then kind of move on at that point and see if I can stay engaged. And the more that I'm on the mic, the less I'm enjoying this. So I need to get off immediately, because this is totally ruining the game and this experience in the stream for me. So I just imagine that it's doing the same for you too. So I'm off the mic now, back in hopefully 60 seconds.
feels like getting into trouble.
My dear fellow, you've no idea how I've done this. Why?
Welcome. Welcome to the Byzantium office of... Bureau. Bureau of Exploration. Never mind who I am. Hi there. Well, hey there. What can I do for you? Damn, fine, you got me. I ain't a receptionist. Truth be told, I'm glad you know. Lying to a stranger weighs heavily on my spirit. I was hired to cross off Ms. Lockwood. Thought I'd pose as her receptionist. Brilliant, right? Thing is, she ain't shown up in ages. So here we are. I'll just tell her I'm the replacement. If she calls me on it, I'll kill her. If she buys it, I'll kill her. Win-win. I'm gonna wait for her to return. Tell you what, you find out where she is, you let me know. Yeah? As a professional courtesy. Then we can both have at it. And whoever kills her better gets the contract. What do you say? What are promises between a pair of hired killers, anyway? What's on your mind, friend? Oh, you know how it goes. Board put out a contract, I put in a request, made a few appointments with the appropriate departments, signed some papers. Looked like an easy job. She's a map maker, right? What's she gonna do? Consult her maps and find a good place to hide? Knock yourself out. Let me know if you find anything.
Well, you're obviously not from around here. I don't believe I've ever seen visitors in the Bureau before, come to think of it. You don't look nearly bored enough to work here. Believe me, I know everyone here by face. Well, almost everyone. That receptionist is a new face. Oh, never mind. I'm getting sidetracked. Alonso Vallejos. Extraordinarily pleased to make your acquaintance, and so on and so forth. I'm currently operating a sightseeing tour of sorts. Think of it as a guided journey across Halcyon. Would you be interested in a trial run? Glad you asked. Our tour guides you across some of the most picturesque and breathtaking sights around Halcyon. We've placed some beacons across a series of locations around Halcyon. All you have to do is follow the beacons to adventure. That slogan's a work in progress. So, what do you think? Are you interested? Well then, that just makes you the perfect test subject. If my guided tours can impress you, they'll impress anyone. Outstanding! Here, you'll need this special triangulating device. Think of it as a wireless compass, pointing the way to the next beacon. When you find a beacon, this device records your discovery and directs you to the next stop on your tour. Find every beacon, finish your tour, and come back here to claim your commemorative hat. Simple!
Done.
Not so fast! What do you think you're doing? Well then, carry on.
They got the drop on us.
Just leave me be! Okay, welcome back.
I tell you what, we'll change the font in our contracts.
I'm on my legally allotted break. Really, I'm supposed to be here. Oh, what are you doing here? Nothing. Nothing. Why? Does it look like I'm up to something? Laws, I knew it! You got me. I'm caught, aren't I? I work in the lab at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Some of my sprats went missing, but it's not my fault, okay? Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow, but they need to stretch their little legs. And so what if I occasionally forgot to latch their cage? Everyone gets a little distracted now and then. They escaped, and before I could coax them back, they'd made their way to the maintenance tunnels. Even if I did dare go down there, they're among all the common sewer sprats and exterminator mechanicals. Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry, you can easily tell them apart from common sewer sprats. They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor, and a fondness for hiding. Also, they're white rather than green. Please, do take care, and do mind the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst should happen to my little darlings, well, I still want their bodies. For science, of course. Well, to maintain things, of course. Like big, humming machine things with gears. And pipes. Water pipes. Air pipes. All sorts of pipes. That's why they connect the city from the Acropolis district to here. Everyone knows sewer sprats carry diseases. And the exterminator mechanicals have been known to fire on larger targets. Why they'd do that when they're only supposed to attack sprats, I've no idea. But there are rumors. Some people say there are strange things in those tunnels. Assassins. A room full of murderous automechanicals. Monsters hungry for human flesh. A hidden bureaucratic purgatory where things and people are lost forever. Not that I place any stock in silly rumors, of course. To deal with the sewer sprats, of course. They're quite the nuisance. Therefore, my, research. Oh, very well. It's true. I do run studies on them at the lab, but I also have a special connection with them. See, I'm an enormous fan of all my colonists. The early seasons, before the plotlines got tacky. You must have seen the classic episodes. Well, I name all my sprats after my favorite characters. That way, their stories can live on in rodent form. So you see, it's imperative that I get them all back. Not just names, they all have backstories too. There's Lord Reginald Kim III, Lady Philippa Farnsworth, Vonda von Vermington, Haroon Greenlee, Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez, and Evelyn Ensley Okoye. Ah, she's the chief executive of Farnsworth Incorporated, and a fearless captain of industry. He's a mercurial shareholder. They're in a rather tumultuous marriage contract. Something else? I still am. After all, I'm a person of very little influence and only middling prospects. No one does favors for free. But I must say, I'm far too distressed to think critically about your suspiciously kind offer.
Heads down.
Get away from me! Were you following me? Back off, all right? I've got a slide rule and I'm not afraid to use it. I didn't know what I was doing, all right? I didn't even do anything. All I did was look at a few maps. Where? I was just doing my job. I wasn't trying to sabotage or undermine the board in any way. I was asked to prepare some survey maps of Emerald Vale, all right? Except I was specifically told to omit the town of Edgewater. Just make it disappear. I don't know, okay? I swear, I don't know. You're not? Why not? I mean, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Just make sure Akande doesn't hear about it, or she's putting a hit out on us next.
I'm not gonna cause any trouble for the board, I swear. You won't hear a word out of me. I'll just disappear. It'll be like I was never here.
out with it, you wretched contraption! Does nothing in this city work anymore?
How may I be of assistance? Wonderful. I'll file the appropriate paperwork on your behalf. Meanwhile, Adjutant Akande would like a word with you.
So it's done. Lockwood is dead. Don't look so surprised. You're a potential investment. Of course I'm going to keep an eye on you. You followed my instructions to the letter. It's rare to find a freelancer with the discipline of a soldier. You've demonstrated your talents. If you're ready to talk about Phineas Wells, I'm prepared to listen. I appreciate that you want to drive a bargain. You understand I'm not paying you for anything less than reliable information. Wells had to be in touch with you somehow. Find his communication terminal and send us a tracing signal. Once I verify his location, I'll arrange for your payment. We've been chasing Wells for decades. I don't mind waiting a little longer. I'm having Percival give you the code to our secure channel. If you decide to cooperate, use it to plant a tracking signal in Wells's terminal.
As instructed, the code for our secure communication channel. On behalf of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, I bid you good day.
Why was I built to feel ennui? Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Terra 2? Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Monarch? Warning. All colonists are urged to reconsider travel to Cascadia due to infestation of mantisaurs and risk of indefinite detention or death. We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle. It's not the best choice. My pleasure, Captain. As you wish, Cap. See you soon, Captain. Ah, your face is a... Or sore ocular processors, Captain. Or rather, your headgear is. We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. I think I'll initiate an unscheduled rest cycle while you're out.
hold on there. I don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right? I knew it. See, I made what you'd call a logical deduction. You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic, us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay. Home. Aw, don't be like that. I never get to do this part. Please. Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago. Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor? I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. That's Bertie Holcomb, only one of the greatest Tossball hackers ever. Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. We've been living in a... Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what... I couldn't really say, I'm just a fan of the game. But the fancy collector types say the more people see these things... Thanks a bunch! Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding. All over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. Don't interrupt, it's rude. But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn wrapped out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you? Name's Nyoka. I'm the best big game hunter on the planet.
You're also the loudest big game hunter on the planet. And the drunkest.
Shut the fuck. Fair point. I deserve it, though. On account of being the best. Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you? Outstanding! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger? Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head. Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of me. Well, they work. We got a deal.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
No, I mean, more than
Wouldn't know.
If Velma's capable of running the warehouse, she can certainly pick up her own caffeinoid.
Don't be so hard on her. With Brax missing, she's working doubles and needs a little edge.
Very well, dearie. But you stop by anytime you like. Hmm?
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before.
Quite the bedside manner, lady.
Well, it's so... What can Auntie Abigail do for you? And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little...
Whiskey helps, too.
Please leave. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for? Oh. It's none of... Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like... Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access... Oh, and to keep an extra key. The one upstairs, where we store our medicines. In the town... The graveyard's near... Do be careful. I'd hate